What's a good definition of the doctrine of the Trinity? The word itself is a good place to start, right? Trinity, it comes from two words, tri and then unity. Putting these two words together, tri meaning three, like tricycle, unity being three in one. There are three who's and there's one what. The three who's are the persons, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And the what, that's the tri of the Trinity. The what, the unity part, that's God. There's one God. There are three persons in the one God. So Trinity, three in one, is not three gods in one God. No, it's three persons, one God. That's the Trinity in a nutshell.
Okay, so three who and one what? Is it like if you have multiple who's, like Mark, Matthew, etc., and then the what is the same, they are author of Bible, for example. Is it something like that? Anyway, the issue of who and what, it's always, because it is a concept that is created specifically to answer this question, I think, right? Because it is not valid for anything else, to my knowledge. Is there anything else where you can apply the same differentiation between who and what? Anyway, so let's take a look at another video with regard to the topic.
The Father, a Son, and a Holy Spirit. But they share this divine nature. Jesus has a human nature which does not intermingle with the divine nature. So the Son here has a human nature and a divine nature, and this will help you answer questions when people say, well, how could Jesus not know when he was coming back yet still be God, right? Because whenever you ask a question about Jesus, you always have to ask two questions. Are you asking as man or as God? Did Jesus know when he was coming back as man? No. Did he know he was coming back as God? Yes. Did Jesus get hungry? As man, yes. As God, no. Did Jesus get tired? As God, no. As man, yes. So you always have to ask two questions. Now you can look at it this way or you can look at it this way. That God is one what with three who's, but Jesus is one who with two whats. And so whenever you talk about who two, you got to talk about, are you talking about what one or what two? Are you talking about what one divine nature or what two human nature when you're talking about who two?
I'm interested to know his laugh. Is it because of what? What triggered that laugh? Anyway, so if I ask Christian who created the universe, what would that be? Is it God or is it the Father? Because God is what, right? Meaning if I ask the Christian, based on here, because it's different between who and what. So what created the universe? God. Who created the universe? Is it the Father? Or together, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit? From one of the recent comments, I think Sylvia stated that when one of the person do, the other do the same thing at the same time. Is it meaning that who created the universe? The three created the universe at the same time, I think, right? Did I get that clear? Right. He said God have one what and three who, while Jesus have one who and two what, right? God have three who and one what. What is God? Who is Father, Son, Holy Spirit. While Jesus have two what, meaning it's one who is Jesus. That's even more. That's we can scrutinize that further, right? Because you are saying that the who is the same within one, different between two different what, right? So, and he said, okay, so Jesus that is in need, etc., is the Jesus the man, not Jesus the God, right? So, who actually died on the cross? Is it it's Jesus the man, right? The one that died on the cross is Jesus the man, not Jesus God. And the one that resurrected, it's Jesus the man, right? Not Jesus God, because Jesus God do not die. Is that correct? So when Christians say God come down to die for the sin, but God didn't actually die, right? The man died, isn't it? Do I get this correct? I'm trying my best to understand the theology here. So because the one that died on the cross is Jesus the man, not Jesus God. So why? So meaning, how does that solve it? Because try to explain. Many Christians have said that Jesus come to them, the vision of Jesus come to them, Jesus spoke to them, etc. Surely that they mean Jesus God, right? Not Jesus the man, right? Normally the image used is like Jesus the man, right? Or is it Jesus God come in the form of a man? And for those who say Jesus is Lord, they are referring to Jesus God, is it? Or simultaneously they are referring to Jesus the man? And is there any issue there if somehow some Christian worship Jesus the man and not Jesus the God? Meaning the what here, right? Because Jesus have two whats, right? One what is God, one what is human. Surely Christians do not teach to worship Jesus the human, right? They are teaching to worship Jesus the God. But when any Christian that have the cross, even more so if the cross with a figure of human man there, right, on the cross, that is Jesus the man, right? Meaning the physical on the cross is Jesus the man, right? So wouldn't that be at least close to, I don't know, paganism or something? Meaning the depiction tend to lead towards worshipping the man, not the God that do not have a physical attribute, which is Jesus the man. Am I making sense here, or am I missing something? So yeah, feel free to educate me on things that I do not understand. I'm interested to know the whole concept of Jesus come to die for our sin. When Christian says that, they are referring to Jesus the man or Jesus the God? Because now, from this explanation, I always have to ask Christians, okay, which what are you talking about? When you say Jesus, they worship Jesus. Okay, which what? Both of the what of Jesus, or only God part of Jesus, or because as explained here, I'm not sure whether all Christians agree with this explanation. If not, feel free to point that out, right? Anyway, so that's it for this video. I'm interested to know more. And it is very interesting, not because it seems more and more true, but it's like if you learn about mythology, right, it's very interesting. If you learn Zeus or whatever, right, it's interesting despite it's the mind is a product of your mind. From my perspective, it's similar here, right? Because people want to make sense of it, so they create things and it becomes interesting concept. So that's my personal view. I'm not saying anything about those who actually believe this as the truth. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.